Hi guys, going to do the front brake discs or rotors if you're an American on this Subaru WRX. So the first thing you want to do is come up and open up the cap on your brake fluid. I'm presuming here you know how to jack your car up safely. If you don't know how to jack your car up safely, you probably shouldn't be doing your own brakes. I'll be doing the discs and the pads. If you just want to do the pads, obviously just skip the steps where I take the discs off, but there's not a whole lot actually extra in it. The first step then is going to be to release this little retaining clip. The next step then is to knock out the slide pins. I like to get these a little clean with a wire brush then. Just it helps when you're putting them back in, or for the next time you need to take them out. After that then you want to work out your brake pads. Obviously I don't have to worry about marking my old brake disc, but if you're keeping your brake disc, be sure if you do it, push them out this way that you don't hit it. While you're here, you might as well push back your calipers. Now if you were just doing the pads, use the old pad or something so that you don't mark your disc. And also when you're doing them, be careful that you don't damage these rubber. You want to make sure you're pushing on the actual pushing back in the calipers. Decided to get this just so that I wouldn't slip and ruin my boots. The next thing is the two bolts to hold on the calipers. This bottom bolt shouldn't really give you any hassle. This top bolt, annoyingly, this bolt here is blocked by this bolt from the suspension. You won't be able to get a half-inch spanner in there, a half-inch socket. This is a 3/8 socket, which just gives you enough room with an extension to get into it. Yeah, I have seen people use spanners on this. I would not like to use a spanner on the bolts that are on my car, because I'd imagine it would just round. So this and a bit of an extension bar it should work. I'd imagine the people who are using spanners live in an area it's nice and dry. While you're here, give the bolts and a caliper a bit of a clean up. Give the bolts a bit of a clean up with the wire brush. Give the caliper surfaces where it mates with the pad a bit of a clean up, and then hang it up. I just hang it up with a bungee. Hang it up out of the way while you're doing your work with your disc. My disc is just ready to come off, but if your disc is stuck to the hub, these are M8, I'm going to say, screws. If you screw a screw in there, it'll pop off. It'll push it from the hub and pop it off. Same thing while you're here. Clean up the hub, just to get as flat as you can. Give it a bit of a clean, and before you mate the new disc. When you're ready for your disc, then give the disc a clean with brake cleaner. Has a protective vinyl on to stop it rusting in transport and storage, and you want that off before it goes on the car. You're happy then? Out your disc. On these cars, bring your caliper back down and put the two bolts back in from the back. The next thing you want to do is install a bit of copper grease on your pads to stop squeaks. Some people don't. There's a shim going to go on this, which you may have got new ones, you may have to reuse your old ones depending on what pads you've got. I like to put a bit under the shim, some people don't. I also want to put a bit just on this trailing edge of the pad, just where it rubs the brake caliper. As I said, I have new shims. You might have to reuse your old ones. Next step is installing the pads. Remember when you're installing the pads that the pad with the wear indicator goes into the back. Just easy to forget. get all your holes lined up so you can re-put in the starter pins. Bear in mind when you're putting these in, because it's easy to forget and just shove them in, you want this kind of hole pointing there so that when you go to put the clip in, it's pointing in the right direction for you. Sorry, almost forgot. Want you to top on in, hook it under, and then push the bottom one down. And then the final thing is to put the retaining clip back on. And that's pretty much it. Stick your wheel back on. That's held in nice, that's in, that's in. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. Put the wheel back on, that's the front disc and pads down on a WRX. In fairness to this car, doing the pads on it was actually very easy. It's a grand car to do pads on if you're just doing the pads. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Just one last little reminder guys, after you do brakes, remember to pump the brake pedal a couple of times before you go driving the car, because it'll be gone incredibly soft. I can't tell you the amount of times I've nearly forgot that and nearly reversed straight into that wall over there. So just remember that, hit the brakes, a couple of pumps on the pedal just to firm them back up before you set off driving.